Are you struggling to set up a connection to the embedded Derby database in your Spring Boot application? You're not alone. Many developers face this challenge, and today we're going to simplify the process for you. I totally get it. Searching for solutions online can be overwhelming, especially when most guides focus on server-type Derby instead of embedded Derby. It can feel like you're going in circles. Here's the specific question we're addressing. One user asked, "How do I set up a connection to the embedded Derby database in my Spring Boot application?" If this sounds familiar, stick around because we have some great solutions coming up. So what makes embedded Derby different? Unlike server-type Derby, embedded Derby runs within your application, making it lightweight and easy to manage. However, the configuration can be tricky if you're not familiar with it. And don't go anywhere. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that will make your database management even easier. To begin configuring the embedded Derby database in a Spring Boot application, the user should first add the necessary dependencies to their project. This can be done by including the Derby dependency in the Maven or Gradle configuration file. Next, the user needs to configure the application properties to connect to the embedded Derby database. This involves specifying the database URL and other settings in the application properties file. Now, the user should create an entity class to represent the data model. This class will be used by Hibernate to interact with the Derby database. Finally, the user can run their Spring Boot application. Upon startup, the application will create the embedded Derby database and the specified tables based on the entity classes. Fun fact, Derby is named after the Derbyshire region in England where the original developers were based, so you could say it has some British charm. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggests that you don't need to specify connection properties when using Spring Boot with embedded Derby. Instead, simply add the necessary dependencies to your POM file. Here's that quick tip I promised. Always check for the latest version of Derby to ensure compatibility and access to new features. Keeping your dependencies updated can save you a lot of headaches. And there you have it. You should now be able to connect to the embedded Derby database in your Spring Boot application. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more database management tricks.